Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
It's gonna be legend. Wait for it. And I hope you're not lactose intolerant because the second half of that word is dairy. No. Legendary.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
You know I'm a degenerate.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Steelers Sanctuary Podcast, Legendary NFL Picks. I'm here with my fellow degenerates, Bob Quinn and David Korub. Guys, how's it going?
What's up?
Great. I like still being 1A and 1B up here.
We don't talk about that until I get out of last place.
I've been struggling lately, so I've got it out. We're gonna get.
I can't even believe I'm losing to Zach. That's how bad this has become. Anyways, let's start it out. The Detroit Lions are on the road giving the Colts 7.5. Bob, you want to start us out?
Yeah, I mean, after last week, the Lions just enjoy beating the crap out of bad teams. You know, they kind of struggled a little bit with the Texans, but they destroyed the Jaguars. I don't know. The Colts, I don't see them being able to put out enough points. I'm gonna take the Lions in the points here.
Dave, what about you?
Yeah, the Lions did get Laporta back, and then for the Colts, Bernard Raymond, Braden Smith, DeForest Buckner, Grover Stewart, Zaire Franklin all didn't practice today, so I don't know if they're gonna play. So, yeah, Lions cover.
Yep, for me.
Smooth Jimmy's lock of the week.
Ooh, that's a big lock, all right.
I'm riding the Lions for lock of the week until further notice. This team's a wagon. The best team in football. It's not even close.
No.
They put up points like crazy. They put a 50-burger up against the Jaguars last week. Colts, Anthony Richardson, he actually threw for what?
He did
270
fine.
last week.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did
all right.
decently good, but still, it don't matter.
That's not good enough. Not against the Lions. That's an easy one. Next game is the Carolina Panthers on the road. They're going to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. They're getting 10.5. Bob, what do you think?
It's interesting. I do not like the spread. The Chiefs have been playing all close games, but they lost to the Bills last week.
Panthers have won 2 in a row.
Yeah, I still think the Chiefs will struggle a little bit, but that defense against the Panthers offense, I feel like the Chiefs are going to cover this. I hate to pick the Chiefs with more than one score, but yeah, I feel like I'm feeling the Chiefs here.
Dave, you got the cojones to take the Panthers or no?
Fuck no. No. Chiefs win. An angry Chiefs. They just finally lost the game, so you know they're going to be pretty pissed off. They're going to be looking for blood. They're going to want to beat up on a bad Panthers team. If people just try to stop Hubbard, then you're going to kill the Panthers. I don't understand. But yeah, they're going to go out, stop Hubbard. They're going to smash the Panthers. Chiefs win.
Jonathan Brooks is supposed to play this week.
Is he? Because he's got injury too.
Yeah, well, he's coming off injury. He hasn't played all year.
See, but Hubbard, has a big contract, so I'm thinking they're going to play Hubbard more than Brooks. But it would be a good little weapon there to have too. Go with yeah.
I'm terrified giving the Chiefs, trying to get the Chiefs to cover 10.5 points. They haven't beaten anybody by a big margin this year, right?
It's true. It is true. I wouldn't blame you if you go that route.
Panthers suck though. Not on the road. No way. I'm taking the Chiefs. I can't do it. All right.
The
New England
are at home, right?
It's a home game for Panthers.
Yeah,
all right. My bad.
I was gonna say because if I read that wrong, I need to change these. There's a couple of these I need
You know what? Panthers at home getting 10.5. I'm gonna take the Panthers.
There you go.
Going with the home dog.
There you go.
Give me some Panthers.
I like it.
All right. The New England Patriots are going to Miami. They're getting 7.5 points. What do you guys think? Dave, you want to kick us off first?
Yeah, I'm trying to find my notes here so I can give exactly what I wrote down here. So yeah, Duger and is out for the Patriots. Christian Gonzalez popped up on the injury today as well for the Patriots. So yeah, I think I'm going to take Miami here for sure.
Bob, you agree?
Miami season's still sort of alive.
Yeah, they
so,
definitely are. They've won 3 in a row now.
Yeah. I like Drake May. I like the Patriots. If the Patriots were at home, I'd probably take them. But I think the Dolphins continue to be in playoff mode here, and they'll figure out a way. So yeah, I like the Dolphins even with the 7.5.
That 7.5 is a lot. It's a lot.
I liked it a lot better when it was 7, to be honest.
I'm gonna take the Patriots. I'm feeling it. I woke up feeling dangerous this morning. We're gonna go with it. Patriots
All right.
cover.
All right, Davy Dollars. Let's see how much you want to bet on that stuff.
Next up, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are traveling to the Giants, and they're giving 6 points to the Giants. I can't talk today. Davey, what do you think?
Giants are in QB purgatory. They got rid of Danny Dimes. Neighbors has a groin injury. Bucks are getting Mike Evans back. This is his first game back in 3 games. So they're getting a weapon back for Baker Mayfield. I think the Bucks cover because of that reason. I really do.
Yeah, they're starting Tommy DeVito, right? They're not even starting Drew Lock. That team's a fucking mess.
Well,
what a fucking disaster.
They're going full tank commander. They're it's time.
They must be, right?
Oh, dude, there's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah. This is almost my lock of the week. The Buccaneers are going to crush the Giants. Give me the Buccaneers.
I mean, going to DeVito. I mean, is the Mafia involved? Like, what's going on here?
I can't even believe he's still on a team. Never mind starting a game.
Hey.
Was this pull cord if you want to tank? Don't break glass unless you want to tank this year.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw his press conference. Basically gave a goodbye to New York press conference. It was like, hey, well, it was nice playing here.
They cut him today. They did. They released him.
Oh, did they officially?
Yeah.
I saw the. Wow.
Why? I mean, wouldn't you just keep him around as a backup? What?
Money.
Well, they got Drew Lock for the backup.
Guy?
Yeah, but how much are they saving by cutting him now? They still got to give him his guaranteed.
I have no idea. I'm just going to say.
The Giants are a fucking mess.
They are. Man.
I wouldn't. If I were the Steelers, I'd claim him. Spend 6 weeks with him. See what you think. No, not as a starter, but no, but why not have him in practice? See if he's any good. You know, keep him around. I don't think there's much to lose on that.
He's better than Kyle Allen,
for sure.
Okay, maybe.
I'm not saying he's better than Russell Wilson or any of that bullshit, but I'm just saying, spend 6 weeks with him. See if he's any good. What do you have to lose?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to really go that route. The odds are hugely in the Steelers' favor of adding him. Did you see that shit?
There's been a lot of talk about them signing him next year. I've seen a lot of that stuff.
I didn't know. I thought they meant for the rest of this season.
No, I think next year is what they're talking about. Yeah.
Jesus H.
Prepare yourself, Danny Dimes, QB1, Pittsburgh Steelers, 2025.
Yep.
All right, next up, the Tennessee Titans are traveling to the Houston Texans. They're getting 8 points. Titans are a bad football team, guys. Who wants to jump in first?
Go ahead, Bob.
I do not like this line. I do not like this line in a division game.
Yeah, I know.
I liked it even less when it was 8.5. It's a little better now. Titans are a weird team. I sometimes they play really, really good, and sometimes they play really, really bad. Texans got Nico Collins back. Their offense is playing better. I'm going to take the Texans, but I'm not going to be happy about it.
Bob, I think you should go with what you feel. I mean, seriously, if you feel that spread's not good and you take the spread in the Titans, I think you should do it if you really feel compelled.
I feel like the Texans are going to score 24 points versus probably what should be 31-38 against this team. I don't think the Titans, if they score 10 points and Mason doesn't get in the game, I'll be shocked.
Well, Levis threw for almost 300 last week, 295.
Yeah,
against the Vikings. The Vikings are a pretty good defense.
Here's the thing: the Texans are getting Lassiter and Anderson back this week. They're getting both back, so that's the shot in the arm their defense needed. On top of them already getting Nico Collins last week, you saw what the offense can do, and they have most of their playmakers. So yeah, I'm gonna again take the Texans to cover.
Dave, this is your lock of the week, right?
Indeed, it is.
It'll be Smooth Jimmy's lock of the week.
Ooh, that's a big lock, all right.
Now, because that's my lock, they'll probably get killed by 20.
Now you made me. It almost changes my mind. I was going with the Texans, but now I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, I don't believe in the Titans at all. It's a division game. I get where Bob's coming from. Sometimes, just like the AFC North, sometimes these games get wonky. Texans at home. I gotta go with the Texans. I have to. The Dallas Cowboys are going to Washington. They're getting 10.5. The Cowboys are bad. Bobby, start us out. What do you think?
It's a big rivalry, another division game. It's a big line. I guess, there could be maybe some weather involved. Cowboys stink. I mean, they just stink.
The quarterback stinks. The team stinks.
Yeah,
they hate the coach.
CeeDee Lamb is hurt. I mean, he's probably going to play. They got Micah back last week. I think the Commanders are just too much. And I also think Commanders kind of remember Dak and the Cowboys rubbing it in a few years. Yeah, I like the Commanders maybe to pull the Lions here and really run it up.
Dave, what do you got?
Yeah, I get it's a division game, but the 10.5 spread does scare me. But dude, Lamb, Ferguson, Kendricks, Cooks, Nealon, all these guys for the Cowboys are hurt. So I think it's going to be just like in Houston, a blowout. I think Commanders cover for sure.
Yeah. How much of bad weather, how long does it take before the Cowboys just quit and say, fuck this, we're not playing? Yeah, I got these high spreads in division games scare the hell out of me. They really do. I got to go with the Commanders. I can't fathom them not blowing out the Cowboys.
Yep.
The Minnesota Vikings, this will be a good game. Traveling to Chicago, they're giving the Bears 3.5 points. Dave, what do you got?
Oh, no, the Bears are giving them 3.5.
Oh, that's right. The Bears are favorites.
Wait, the Bears are favorites? What?
Yes.
Hold on.
It didn't have that in the thing.
Let me double check that.
It says Bears plus 3.5 on the thing.
Yeah, I redid it. I did it fast. No, the Bears are getting 3.5.
They're getting?
Yep. I'm looking at it right now on DraftKings. They're getting 3.5. Wow. 3.5 point dogs at home.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, for me, I had Vikings winning no matter what. I got the Vikings winning.
The Bears were a little feisty last week.
They are, but dude, Swift still is injured. He ain't gonna be playing probably.
Yeah, I saw that.
Their offensive lineman, I'm trying to remember his name, that Kermajaj or whatever, isn't gonna play probably. Keenan Allen ain't playing. They got a ton of issues on offense. Their defense is legit, but I still think the Vikings, healthy-wise, Darnold's going to play. Now, mind you, has Darnold been lighting the world on fire lately? No, but I would like to think the weapons around him carry them to win, to cover.
Bob, you agree?
I'm torn on this one because I don't think the Bears are very good, and I think the Vikings are a little bit of a fraud, but I do like the Vikings
fraud too.
Defense. I mean, Justin Jefferson is obviously legit. This could be a big Aaron Jones game. I'm going to stick with my Bears stink, but I do not like. If this were 2.5, I'd be much more comfortable.
Yeah, true.
I'm gonna take. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take the Bears. I'm gonna take the Bears to lose by a field goal, and
that internal conflict. I love it.
Yeah.
That means they cover. Bears in the 3.5.
I'm going to take the Vikings. I think Brian Flores dials up some blitzes, makes it very interesting for Caleb Williams. I think I'm not super confident on this. I would if I'm gambling on Sunday, I'm not touching this game, but I'll take the Vikings. The Denver Broncos, who were super impressive last week, they're traveling to the Raiders. They're giving the Raiders 6 points. I think I know who everyone's picking, but Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, look. That Denver defense shut down the Falcons last week. Bo Nix had 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The Oakland defense has given up 27-plus points in 3 straight games, and 5 out of the last 6 they've given up 27-plus points. Denver covers.
Bob, he's got a look on his face like he might go Raiders.
You know what? The Raiders.
I like it.
The
like
Raiders,
it.
they beat the Ravens.
Yeah, that seems like a million years ago now.
I think Bo Nix comes down to earth a little bit. I think the Raiders are primed to just play a feisty game like they do against the division. They got Kansas City coming up next week. I think 6 points is too much here for the Broncos. I think the Broncos win, but it'll be more of a field goal game. Brock Bowers is gonna light them up. They do not handle tight ends well. They can cover wide receivers like nobody's business, but I think Brock Bowers has a big game. Gardner Minshew, a little Minshew magic. Give me the Raiders +6.
I love it. I love it, Bob.
Brother, Bob, I don't know what you got in that cup, but you better stop drinking that. The Raiders are the worst team in
I know
football.
what I got
to
in
me.
my cup.
They got Brock Bowers, yes, and that's it. and Max Crosby. Max Crosby on the other side, and then that's it. This is the worst team talent-wise in football, I think. So I'm going Broncos. They're headed in the right direction. They're going to make the playoffs, and they're a good football team. Next up, the San Francisco 49ers are traveling to Green Bay. They're getting 5.5 points. The 49ers are.
Oh, it got bumped to 5.5.
You know why? Brock Purdy is out.
Yeah, I know, but I thought it was 3.5. Did I see that wrong? Let me see here.
Yeah, it
Double
was
check that
minus.
too.
Packers were getting points before, but now with Brock Purdy out.
Yeah, it's 5.5. 49ers plus 5.5.
Ooh, 5.5. Man.
Man, it was going to be my lock of the week at -3.5. Going to be my lock of the week anymore.
Yeah, I mean, look, Brandon Allen, the guy's getting his first start. I read since 2001. Is that correct? Like,
Has he been around that
2001?
long? It can't be.
When I read it, it said 2001. Like with the Cincinnati Bengals, I was just like, what? No Boza, no Trent Williams on top of no Purdy. I haven't heard that 3.5 was a reasonable spread for the Packers to cover, but shit, 5.5 now? Ugh. It's going to be a heavy dose of CMC. Man, God, I don't know. Now I'm 5.5.
Dave, you are correct. 2021 is the last start.
So that was
not 2000.
2021, not 2001.
Oh, they screwed up then. They had
Yeah.
2001.
He started the game for the Bengals that year. Yeah.
Is Dave feeling? I mean, he's feeling that Christian McCaffrey.
Well, I tell you, this is tough. 5.5.
Yeah.
It is at Packers, correct?
Yes.
Nope, I'm taking the Packers. I'm sticking with it.
Bob, you too?
Yeah, I mean, they were going to be my lock at 3.5. I'm not going to. I have another game I like a little better for my lock. But yeah, I'm all over this. I think once I saw Brock Purdy not playing, I mean, come on. I mean, yes, I remember Brandon Allen. Okay. Yeah, nice little story. You're going to hand the ball to Christian McCaffrey 75 times. But I think Jordan Love I think this defense for the 49ers is not as good as it has been in the past. Even with Bosa and now he's not playing, I don't like the 49ers team the way they built it this year at all. I feel like the Packers could run away with this. I feel good about the 5.5.
My number one rule in gambling: bet against the backup quarterback. And
yeah,
Brandon Allen stinks. He's a backup for a reason. Packers at home. I agree with Bob. This could get out of control. This could be a rout. It's just not the 49ers season. Nothing's gone right for them. Injury after injury after injury. That team's just cursed this year. The first place Arizona Cardinals traveling to Seattle. They're getting 1 point. I hate these NFC West teams. I don't know what the hell to do. You go first.
Cardinals have won 4 in a row, guys.
I know.
4 in a row. They're coming off a bye. They'll be well rested in a division game. It's only 1 point spread. That says a lot when the opposing team's only getting 1 point. I'm taking the points in the Cardinals. I think they're going to pull it off.
The point.
Bob, you agree?
No, I feel like
No.
Seattle righted the ship last week. Look, these two teams are both fundamentally flawed, but in
true.
Seattle, in front of that crowd, I think Kyler Murray comes back. Nice story with the Cardinals. I think it's going to be a battle all the way to the end. But if Seattle can't win this game at home, they can't win the division. So I do think Seattle's going to win that division. So, yeah, I'm all over the Seahawks here.
You think it'll be a high-scoring game? I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Probably.
I don't actually. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a lot of field goals.
Okay.
Because the Cardinals are going to come up short. The Cardinals can run the ball pretty good, but honestly, Marvin Harrison Jr. has been kind of a disappointment, and Trey McBride's a nice player, but
yeah,
I think Geno gets this done. I think he got a little confidence back last week.
Okay.
I like Geno Smith as a quarterback. I really do. When I'm in doubt, I take the home team. I really don't know who's going to win this game, but Seattle's at home.
I'm trying to remember his name. Their number 2 wide receiver for Seattle.
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett.
Lockett's hurt.
Lockett's hurt. Yeah.
Smith and Jigba has kind of taken over.
Yeah, he's kind of taken over. Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you guys feel like he's still the number 2 or not?
No, I don't think so.
Was 3, but he's starting to play better than him now. So so if you think that's kind of a big deal, I'm like, kind of. I mean, if he's their technically number 2, then him not being in it might throw things a little off a little bit. But then again, Smith and Jigba gets to be number 2 for good. So there's that.
Yeah,
the Cardinals have been playing really good football.
They have been. There's no doubt.
I don't want to go against them right now. Coming off,
and they're doing it on the ground. I mean, Connor is having a nice
James
season.
Conner, man, unbelievable.
Yep.
Tyler Lockett would have looked good in the Steelers uniform this year at the deadline. That would have been a nice little pickup.
There's a lot of guys that look good in the Steelers uniform.
Better than Van Jefferson.
Yes.
All right, Sunday Night Football. This is a good game. Philadelphia Eagles traveling to LA to play the Rams. Rams are getting 2.5 points. Bob, what do you think?
To be Smooth Jimmy's lock of the week.
Ooh, that's a big lock, all right. But
I do not understand how the Eagles are getting points. I mean, yeah, the Rams beat the Patriots last week. They were a Drake May touchdown at the end of the game away from losing that game. I don't think the Rams have looked very good now for 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, tough to deal with. But the Eagles' defense can deal with them. And
aren't the Eagles the favorite?
Eagles are getting the Rams are getting 2.5, Bob.
Rams are getting 2.5.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Either way, Eagles are going to blow them out. Their defense is bad. Sorry, I misread it, but no,
right.
It doesn't change a thing. I feel like the Eagles could win this game by 2 touchdowns, easy. Yeah, I'm very confident in the Eagles.
I don't feel that way. I think that the Eagles, Devonta Smith is now out of the game for sure.
Yep.
The only one out for the Rams is Rob Havenstein. So I think the Rams bounce back here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Rams.
Are you aware of a guy named Saquon Barkley?
Yeah, I know. But Devonta Smith takes the top off those defenses, and they're not going to have that as much. You got A.J. Brown, absolutely, but he ain't Devonta Smith as far as that speed goes. So
no confidence in Jahan Dotson?
No,
none.
Yeah,
that's enough.
So I mean, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, the Rams, they've got both Kupp, they got Puka Nacua, they got Kieran Williams. They should be able to put up some points here, I would think. But that defense for the Eagles, I think the Eagles defense actually might be pretty healthy. I'm not 100% on that. But I just think
I didn't see anybody out for them, so yeah, I think
you're missing a big time player in Devonta Smith. It's a big part of that offense. So it's at the Rams. So the Rams upset the Vikings not too long ago when the Vikings were playing a lot better football. So that's my thing with this too. So I'm gonna take the Rams.
I like the Eagles. Sean McVay scares me though. He's a good coach. He's one of my favorite coaches. Eagles are hot. I'm gonna take the Eagles. Lay the 2.5. I don't feel good about it, but
I'm interested to see which one of the two Kenyon Mitchell covers, because I really had hoped the Steelers would draft him when he fell. So I'm interested to watch him play. I also think Cooper DeJean could, have an impact on the game.
He's such
as
a good
well.
football player. He's
Yeah.
a
He
good
is.
football player.
He is. All right. Our last game, Monday Night Football. The Ratbirds are traveling to LA to play the Chargers. They're a 2.5-point favorite. The Ravens are. Go Chargers, right, guys?
Yeah, look, the Ravens are coming off a physical loss to the Steelers. Roquan Smith is still injured. Don't know if he's going to play. Aguilar hopped up on the injury report today. This is a stout Chargers defense that I've been doubting this whole fucking season. I've been picking against the Chargers because of looking at injury reports, but all these guys for defense plays, and they do really well. The Chargers offense has also woke up. They've been putting up 26 plus points in their last 4 games. So I think the Chargers upset them here. Ravens traveling clear cross country on top of it too. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Chargers.
This is Harbaugh versus Harbaugh, too.
Yep.
Family crime here. Don't forget that, too.
Jim has never beaten John.
No shit.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. Well, that can go either one or two ways. He's either
Yeah.
new or it ain't going to happen.
Bob, who's your pick? Yeah. You seem conflicted.
Jim is going to beat John for the first time. I love the Chargers
Oh.
as a home dog.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
do too.
they're physical, which means the Ravens will have, maybe not equal to what the Steelers gave them, but pretty close. They are predicated on the run. Lad McConkey, who was questionable, practiced today. Looks like he's going to play. So, and I just think, honestly, I think Justin Herbert will put up more points than Lamar Jackson because he's going against. I think all the flaws you saw with us that we exposed and couldn't take advantage of in the passing game. You play that 2 deep zone. McConkey is a zone buster. He might have 10 catches. So
yeah, he's gonna hurt him.
Yeah, and the Chargers will not abandon the run. They're extremely physical. I like J.K. Dobbins to have a nice game here. Gus Edwards, I think they'll be very motivated that they got ran out of town by Derrick Henry. Yeah, I feel good about. I feel good about the Chargers. Was almost my lock of the week, but I'm sticking with the Eagles.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take Ravens, guys. As much as I'd like to see them lose, they see the opportunity to pick up a game on the Steelers. This is a huge game for them. Yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens. Lay the 2.5. All right. Since we didn't get to do any Steelers props, I got a couple things to throw at you guys. A little surprise.
Okay.
Steelers have 8 wins, 6 games left. How many do they finish with? Dave, you want to go first?
They have 6 games left at 8 wins.
Tough schedule.
Break out the Nostradamus.
I don't know. So I don't
Yeah,
know
right?
if
This is Mr. Nostradamus himself here. He's picked every game right this season so far.
I know, like, that's the problem. So it's just like, I originally had them going 10-7 on September 8th. So that would mean they're only going to win 2 more games.
It's
But this
completely feasible.
But this team is better than what I thought they were going to be, honestly. So I think we did this a while back. I think I changed it to, I think they'd win 11. Remember how we were like, okay, what do you think they'll do now? And I went with 11 wins. So I think they win 1 more. So, yeah, they'll win 3 more games. They'll go 3-3.
Bob, what do you think?
I like them to go 4-2 down the stretch. I think they'll beat the Bengals at home. I think they'll beat Cleveland at home. I think they're going to win in Baltimore. And then I think we'll lose to the Bengals on the road, which will put us at 2 in a row. And, then you got the Eagles and you got the Chiefs. I'm hoping we can get a split. I think it really depends on where the Chiefs are. I mean, if they continue to play sloppy, like let's say they don't cover against Carolina, they play Vegas next week.
That's a Friday
know,
game too. That's a weird.
Yeah, I mean, if they look sloppy the next 2 weeks, then I'm going to start thinking the Chiefs are maybe a little bit of a fraud, and we got a real shot.
See,
Yeah,
I saw Bob's wheels turn in there on that 4-2, and it sounded like he was starting to think maybe not. Like that's what I saw. I was like, Bob, I can see that wheels turning, bro. And you're just like,
Do you want to change you should change your mind real quick, and you stick with 4 and 2.
Sure about that? Ravens,
Yeah,
Eagles, Chiefs in 10 days. Like, I don't see,
honestly,
you know what? You know what though? Bengals shot their mouth off today. I think they're going to continue to shoot their mouth off. If they piss Minka off enough, they could sweep the Bengals. So, yeah, I'm feeling good about 4 and 2. We're either going to sweep the Bengals, or if Kansas City looks bad this week and next week, then I feel good about us beating them on Christmas Day.
I should be going to that game, so that'll be awesome. If I
You going to the Chiefs game?
Yeah, I think I'm going to the Chiefs game on Christmas.
Nice.
If I go to that
It's
game,
going to be the only way to watch it since Netflix has it.
Bro, if we beat the Chiefs, I'm getting so hammered celebrating that game. Like, man, that's going to be wild.
I only see 2 more wins on the schedule, guys. I think the Browns at home and maybe the Bengals at home. I don't see them beat the Eagles. I don't see them beating Cincinnati and Cincinnati. I don't see them beating Baltimore and Baltimore. The Eagles game, they haven't beaten the Eagles, and Bob had the stat. How long? Since the 50s?
My lifetime.
Ugh.
That's nuts.
This could be 10 and what? 10 and 7?
Yeah.
10 and 7.
My original prediction.
I think you're gonna nail it, Dave. I think you're gonna nail it. I think it's gonna end up 10 and 7.
I feel like I understand what you're saying, but I feel like 11 and 6 at 3 and 3 is probably likely. But they've got 12 and 5. They've got 13 and 4 upside. I mean, they really do. If they come out pissed off because the Bengals shot their mouths off and they win that game, beat the Browns, you go flying into, Philly. Who knows? Maybe Jalen Hurts' ankle is a little banged up and we see our boy Kenny Pickett. Then I feel good about us beating the Eagles.
Are you gonna go 2 and 4, Dave? Because that's funny. Bob goes 4 and 2. I go 3 and 3, and you go 2 and 4.
I'm going 2 and 4. Yeah.
Wow. Damn.
I'm going 2 and 4. All right. Here's another one. Calvin Austin and Pat Fryermuth are tied in receiving yards right now. Who ends up with the most receiving yards at the end of the season? It's
Calvin
piss poor.
Austin
It's what? 354 right now. You think Calvin Austin?
Third. Yes. Because
Bob, you agree?
I don't know. I mean, Austin actually looked pretty good last night. I mean, to be honest with you, I think he's kind of blossoming into what could be a functional slot third receiver next season. But he's still not a number 2. He's never going to be a number 2 as far as I'm concerned.
No.
And I think they found a little something with Pat last night. I think Russell and Pat got a little connection going. And it was Pat's best game in a long time.
I forgot to mention it, Bob, that he had secretly had a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Was it 59 or 69 yards receiving? It was something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. I know he caught a lot of passes. Which...
It had a damn 9 in it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And it was over 50 yards. It was like 59 or 69, I thought. And I meant to mention it on the show earlier, but I completely forgot. Yeah, he quietly had a good game. Pat Fryermuth did.
And remember, his best game last year was against the Bengals.
Yep.
Got them twice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to lean towards Pat on this, but I think it's going to be, I mean, if they both can come in the 600, 650 yard range, I'm feeling good about my 4 wins.
I got it right there. He had 59 yards. He had a 9 in it.
Yep.
I think I got to go to Calvin Austin, too. He's good for a 50, 60 yarder every 3 or 4 games. So he gets a couple of those. No, I changed my mind. Pat Fryermuth's going to do it. Calvin Austin's going to go into the witness protection program again for a couple of games.
Wheels turning. You're like,
yeah, the wheels started turning for sure. I can't do it.
Let me ask you a question.
Boom ball. That's why I think it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I was going to ask Dave since he wasn't on with us earlier. What did you think about that throw to Austin when he had the defense beat.
And he had
It was
stopped
underthrown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was underthrown. There's no doubt. That's a touchdown if he leads him out. I got to watch the alternating too, but it looked like he was wide open.
Yeah, like he almost had to stop. Honestly, I think if it's Justin Fields throwing that pass, he leads them and he scores.
Maybe. I mean, it's the weather. Russell was under pressure too, so yeah. But that's what Calvin Austin is. He's that one big play a game guy. If you can get the right matchup and the right defense, he's fast. You can't deny he's fast.
That touchdown catch was a nice.
That was
Yeah, that was a great catch. You give him credit. I thought immediately he's dropping it. As soon as I saw it was him, he's dropping that, and he caught it. I was like, holy shit, he caught the ball. All right, I got another one for you guys. Who's going to end up with more receiving yards, Van Jefferson or Jaylen Warren?
Oh, jeez.
Right now, Jaylen Warren is, I think, 40 yards behind. He is 36 yards behind Van Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson had 39 yards last night here. I'm looking at it. Warren had 19. No, I think
Jaylen Warren won me some money last night, too. I bet over 40 yards rushing.
Nice.
He came through for me.
No, I didn't hit either of my
Davey
parlays.
dollars in the pocket.
Hey, in fact, you know what? The one parlay I bet, it was Najee anytime score, Russell Wilson anytime score. Who was the other one? Was it Pat Fryman? No, it was somebody else. Gosh, I can't remember who it was. No, it was George Pickens. I had 3 anytime touchdowns and a money line, and it was like a plus 1,500 bet. And I went, man, that's a huge payout. You really do think the Steelers are not going to do anything. And they were right. Like, they were really right. It concerned me. Like, I picked it because of the payout. $10 won me a shit ton if I win. I was just like, but wait a second. Why do you think that Najee and Pickens and Russell Wilson, all of them, plus us winning, is not going to happen? I was like, that's uncomfortable. I was like, I don't like that. And sure enough, they were fucking right. So
what do you think? Who has more, Warren or Jefferson?
Oh, Warren.
I'm going Warren too.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Jalen will get more opportunity. You know, they're still using Van Jefferson. I mean, at some point, you got to figure, you know, you traded for Mike Williams. Might as well throw him out there and see what he can do.
And Warren didn't play that many games this season. Is already only how many far behind? 40, you said?
Yep, 40 yards, 36 yards behind.
Yeah, he hasn't played like 3 or 4 games this season, maybe more. Like, yeah, like he's gonna pass.
Yeah, he's been shut out 5 times this season.
Yeah, like literally
5 times. It's ridiculous. How did we get here?
Well, I can tell you, but I don't want to admit it because you'll revel in it. That the con artist really fucked up. That's what.
Speaking of the con artist, how many receptions does Mike Williams end up with the rest of the season? Which we should set the under over on? 20? No.
Receptions?
15.
I'm taking the under if you say 20.
Yeah.
15 receptions. There's 6 games left, for Christ's sake.
God, 15. He'll probably
Let's say 15.
16.
He's got to get 15, right?
He'll get like 16, 17 for the season, probably.
That's less than 3 a game going forward.
That sounds about right. Yep.
So you think over 15?
I think barely.
Bob? This is pathetic.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd rather see Skoranek get the snaps. I mean, I'd rather sit Van Jefferson down, give me Skoranek, the big tall guy on the outside. He was good for the Rams when he was there. I mean, he was a legit receiving threat. I mean,
I will say they didn't play him last night, and the run game took a hit.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah, you're right.
Just saying.
I'm going under just because I just don't. I think Tomlin's got it in his head like he had with Roman Wilson. Oh, well, you can't jump on a move and trade. Can't play him. Sorry.
Yep. Speaking of that, when is Roman Wilson eligible to come off the IR? Isn't it soon?
Not
that it matters. Because
according to Mike Tomlin.
He
what
never
is it?
going to play.
2027, according to Mike Tomlin.
This is how desperate I've gotten. I'm starting to dream of maybe Roman Wilson could come in here and do something.
What nice of a world would it be if it was Mike Williams, and Roman Wilson and Pickens, man. God.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mix in
how
some
nice would it be
Austin.
if it was George Pickens and Brian Thomas?
Oh,
Oh God. Oh God.
hey. Oh gosh, that's what I gotta do. I gotta do my it is what it is because
Yeah,
that's
do it.
something. I definitely want to get into that.
Yes.
Did you guys
Yeah.
talk about George Pickens on that last play?
Yeah.
What?
How about
What
yeah?
the fuck is
Yeah.
he? What?
I don't know.
I'm so
I
frustrated with
personally
him.
loved it. If you're gonna lose, why not fight all the Cleveland Browns fans?
Dude, it looked
and
like
their
he
players.
was in the front row fighting a fan. I was like, oh my God, he's actually going all WWE on somebody in this.
Well,
He's gonna.
I heard he was fighting Newsom, and a fan grabbed him.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
But I heard that they were like out of the field of play before the ball fell.
They
Is
were.
that true?
They just
I
kept
don't.
going.
I mean-
no, I don't think so. I think
Dude,
Pickens
he was-
kind of had a shot at the ball.
He was nowhere near the ball. I'll put it that way. They went through the end zone as the ball was coming down. He didn't even look for it. It just kept sailing
can't
out
do
of
that.
the end zone.
Your main
but
focus
the
has to be the
Steelers-
football.
The Steelers wide receivers didn't really do much anyways. If you watch it, they're just standing there. But Cleveland, to their credit, jumps up and swats at it. Steelers wide receivers didn't even jump up for it.
Well, I will give credit to Newsom for one thing. He was smart. He figured, hey, if I start
Of course.
interfering and grabbing Pickens, maybe he'll get pissed off. And he did, and it shifted his focus.
This is what I'm talking about. He's easily
He
manipulated.
wouldn't have
It's-
caught the ball. He wouldn't have caught the ball.
No.
It was not a good Hail Mary throw.
No.
I mean, it was way short of where those guys were. If you look at the Cleveland guy, he almost pushed. His hands were below his waist when he hit the ball. Then.
Yeah. One more thing before we go. Do the Steelers practice 2-minute offense? Do they practice it? Because they're fucking horrendous. They're fucking horrendous.
Well,
The
he
first
practiced
play-
all this week.
Is a pass up the middle to Frymuth for 7 yards. The first play when you have one timeout and 50 seconds left,
Hey,
a throw over the middle of the field.
on that last
What the-
drive, they were rushing, I think, 3 or rushing 4 and getting pressure.
That too. The offensive line, I think Nick Farabaugh said he was looking at all 22. They were really bad yesterday. Really bad.
All of them were bad.
All
Every
of
single
them.
one of them were bad.
Yeah.
Moore looked horrible. Frazier had some bad moments.
Yeah, they said
Malu
Zach
did.
Frazier wasn't good.
Broderick, out of all of them, did Broderick have the best game?
Probably.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Probably.
Because I didn't hear his name come up a lot. Or did he get penalized? I can't fucking remember.
I
No,
don't
he
think
didn't
he
get
did.
penalized.
No.
It
did or
looked-
didn't?
yeah,
Did not.
He did.
Yeah, he might have had the best game out of all 5. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Zach and Mason McCormick weren't very good. Isaac was
No.
pretty good.
Was
Dan
he?
Moore was not good.
I knew he had the
Um,
penalty, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Plus, he was like, "Hey, Myles Garrett, have you met Russell Wilson?"
Yeah, he was bad. The whole team, the whole offensive line was bad. They couldn't run the ball. It was
Yeah,
disappointing.
it's horrendous, dude. Bad. They deserve
Well,
to get their fucking ass kicked. Literally.
Actually, hold on. I kind of disagree with that. They could run the ball. Jalen had some nice runs,
You did.
but they
He
kept
did.
forcing Najee into the middle. I mean, you could see right off there was no push inside. And they kind of just stuck to stubbornly, Najee will get it going. And Najee had a couple nice plays. But
Najee averaged 2.6 yards a carry last
He
night.
looked weird last night. He was doing some weird, like he was running strange. His legs were flailing all over the place. I don't know. He
Jalen was
he
averaging 4.1, I believe.
We need to do some kind of gambling thing on the halfback toss to Najee. Like every fucking week they call that play, and every week
The best
it
is
doesn't
they
work.
do it to CPAT. They do it to CPAT, and his fat ass takes 2 steps and gets fucking killed.
he gained weight, right?
Yes.
He wasn't ever that big.
Never.
Oh.
Never that big.
Well, you look back to the Giants game where he 19 for 114, but the last 3 games, 21 for 53, 18 for 63, 16 for 41. Either defenses have caught on, which is partially true, or he got real comfortable without Jalen in the lineup, and now Jalen's back, and he needs to push him hard for carries. Hopefully, over the next 10 days, he realizes, I'm going to lose my job to Jalen again.
Well, teams have figured. Go ahead, Dave.
I had a non-Steelers fan at work talking to me, and he goes, "Look, man, I'm not a Steelers fan." He goes, "But I got to say, the Steelers are so dumb." And I go, "What do you mean?" He's like, how is Jalen Warren not the starting running back? He's like, if you watch, he's 10 times better. He's like, I don't understand. He's faster, more elusive, dangerous out of the backfield on dump off. He's like, I don't get it. He goes, I don't get what the Steelers are doing by not making him the starting running back. He's like, Najee's a grinder, like he's tough. He's like, but he should not be the starting running back. And I was like, wow. When you get it from a non-Steeler fan, so you don't got to worry about that homerisms, like Leanne and Zach. You don't, you know what I'm saying? Like when you get somebody tell you that they're not a fan, that's when you know you're getting like legit talk there. Yeah. That's the thing.
I'll tell you one thing, Bob. Teams have figured out load the box, play too high safety, take away the moon ball, and the Steelers are stymied. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. You take away that, the outside on both sides and dare them to throw, and it works. Frymouth caught passes over the middle. Darnell Washington has, but they don't go to it enough. They do it once a game, maybe twice. The middle is wide open, but they won't consistently go there. I don't know if it's a lot of people say that Russell Wilson doesn't like to throw over the middle. We know Mike Tomlin doesn't like to throw over the middle. So I don't know. They got to figure things out.
Think about Najee for a minute. We didn't pick up his option. And, 3 weeks ago, everybody was like, oh, we made a huge mistake. You know what? He's probably going to average 40 yards a game for the next 6 games and get to 1,000 for the 4th year in a row. Big fucking deal.
I was going to do the under-over of 1,000 yards, but it seems almost too easy to get to. It's too easy.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's going to average 40 yards a game the rest of the season.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's not that I don't like him. I like Najee. I'm not a Najee basher, but, bottom line is 1,000-yard running back is a dime a dozen at this point in the NFL. He runs for 1,200. Okay, that's pretty good. His rookie year, he ran for 1,200. That's pretty good. Barely 1,000 the last 2 years.
You can't be averaging 2.6 yards a carry in a game.
No.
Just can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I could argue that Warren's 4.1 ain't good enough. Really?
Yeah, this offensive line, though, the way they played.
Don't you want them to be averaging over 4.5 yards a carry?
You would like them to, yeah. But especially with teams playing too high safety.
Well, I'm trying to think of the desired average yard per carry. Is it 5 or over or 4.5 or over? I can't remember. But
it's probably 4.5, I would guess.
Really, anything over 4 is pretty good.
Yeah.
For his career, though, I mean, you compare him, Najee 3.9, Jalen 4.9. It's a full yard.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
If you're 2nd and 6, 3rd and 2, it's pretty freaking manageable.
And again, this is why they didn't take Najee the 1 year, whatever. They're not going to do it whenever Jalen Warren, they've got him for a whole nother year, I believe, right? They've got him the year after Najee. So they'll have
those unrestricted free agents have no rights. Like they have him under control for a long time.
Yeah. Well, it's because he's a UDFA.
He's eligible for a contract.
Yeah.
Jalen can get a contract after this season.
Yeah, but they don't have to. Steelers don't have to give him one if they don't want to. They could screw him.
They don't have to, but it'd be a pretty shitty thing not to.
Will he be a restricted free agent where they can meet it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he might be actually.
Because UDFAs have no rights.
Yeah.
It takes them a long time to get to free agency.
I think that's what it is. Because he was a UDFA, when he goes, another team can offer him, but the Steelers have the right to meet it and keep him. So, and I think that's why they're not going to keep Najee. Because they've got Jalen and they're going to have him for cheap or cheaper. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Well, but I would like to, honestly, I'd like to see them go to Jalen and say, hey, how about, because he's making $200,000 a year. I mean, which is great money for us, but for a football player, not so much.
Who's going to last 3 or 4 years, man, if they're lucky?
Right.
I mean, I'd like to see him. He's 26. I'd like to see him, throw 2 years, $8 million at him. I mean, it's a huge raise. He wouldn't love that, I'm sure. But hey, 2 years, $8 million. You're the lead back. That could do it.
And technically, he don't have the stats to want a higher pay.
Yeah, no, he can't. He's not going to get paid. No one's going to pay him.
Yeah. So
Jalen?
Jalen, yeah.
I don't think.
I mean, he had almost 800 yards last year.
I didn't mean anyone. I meant the Steelers. I don't. He may take that from the Steelers to stay with the Steelers. Now, other teams, Bob, you're absolutely right. They'll pay him more money.
You think so?
I think so. So, but
Maybe.
if they get him now, he may take that deal to stay at the Steelers because he's not going to have the stats to. In other words, let's compare. Najee's going to have 4 1,000-yard seasons in a row. Jalen don't have that. So that's something the Steelers can use to their advantage in negotiations. Well, you didn't get the coveted 1,000-yard marker. You didn't get this or that. You were injured. Oh, you fumble the ball a lot. They're going to come up with all kinds of reasons.
Yeah, it's legit. I mean,
and I think it works in their favor. That's why they're like, no, we're not going to give Najee the 5th-year option. Why would we do that when Jalen, we're going to keep him an extra year at least and get it cheaper?
I just thought, Najee's got probably one more good year in him. I mean, the poor bastards. He's been.
Oh,
They said last night he hasn't missed a game.
He's
his
been
entire
abused.
career.
I mean,
He's been abused.
Tomlin.
The Steelers that first year with Matt Canada, holy crap! His rookie year, he led the league in touches that year, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
They ran him into the ground.
And he broke the Steelers' rookie receiving record.
Yeah,
As far as for receptions.
he was their whole offense that year, basically.
Yeah, he was.
So-
actually.
I figured, throw the 5th-year option on him, go one more year with Najee and Moore, and then kiss him goodbye and let him go try to find a free agent contract. I'm not devastated that they didn't, though. You can draft a guy that in the 5th round that gives him what Najee gives him. Honestly,
I, at this point, too, I'm honestly not 100% convinced they should franchise tag him, which is what I think
They
the
won't.
plan was if he had a really good year. Now,
Yeah, I don't
if
think they will.
If he runs for 500 down the stretch and he ends up with 1,300 yards, yeah, franchise him. Get him one more year. But,
yeah, he's going to hold out, though, I think, at that point.
well, I mean, that didn't work for Saquon Barkley.
No,
Saquon
I know.
Barkley is, I mean, do you even put him in the same sentence?
No. They're not even in the same.
They're not in the same.
Look at
No.
Josh Jacobs he took the franchise tag from Vegas to Green Bay. Tony Pollard couldn't sign the franchise tag fast enough when when Dallas did it to him.
Yeah. All right, guys, this has been fun. Thanks for everybody for the comments, and we've had a pretty good showing tonight. We've had some people watching. We appreciate you coming on. This is the second time today we've done a podcast, so it's all good. I don't know. We're probably going to be back on Monday, right?
Yeah.
To do something anyway. We'll
I think
figure something
Leanne's
out.
got something planned. She said something earlier today. She had something, I think, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Maybe
Excellent.
we'll throw some bad, and ugly in there. I would say
Bad-
good, bad, and ugly, but I
bad-
can't think of anything.
That's right. We got to do good, bad, and ugly too. Yeah.
Yeah. Bad, horrendous, and ugly. Yeah, something like that.
Thanks for the comments, guys. Keep that going even afterwards. If you watch this after, throw a comment on it. It helps out a lot. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out the website. Bob's writing articles for the website now, so that's great. Maybe we can
Drop a
talk Zach
like,
into it.
turn on your notifications.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Until then, thanks for listening to the Steel Sanctuary podcast and legendary NFL picks.
You motherfucker! That is it!
That's it. What the fuck you talking about? That's it. Take it down, Danny.
No more! No!